Testing. All right. Hello, my name is Jonathan Garner. I'm a 22-year-old advocate for disability rights on both the state and national levels. I'm also a cancer survivor who happens to have autism. I am honored to be the ambassador for Operation House Call because I believe in the power of sharing our personal lived experience to bring more understanding and respect for all people with disabilities, because I believe all our lives matter. Today, I want to share how much of an impact nurses have had and continue to have on my life. My first memory of nurses goes back to my pediatric years. As a young child who happens to have autism, I needed accommodations during my medical visits to ease my anxiety. My nurses were incredible at finding ways to make sure things work for me. When I needed a shot, they allowed me to bring, for example, a Cookie Monster to hold, always giving me numbing cream, a blindfold, noise-canceling headphones, and even scheduled my shots on separate days so I wouldn't feel overwhelmed during my checkups. And they even involved my mother. Let's see, where was I? Making sure I felt secure. This is a picture of me and my pediatric nurse after a successful shot. On April 19th, 2021, my life changed when I was diagnosed with sarcoma. While the journey was filled with uncertainty, it was also filled with extraordinary nurses who became my biggest supporters. The first nurse I met was Christina. We call her the science teacher because she always takes the time to explain every treatment in detail, never rushes me, and always answers my questions. Christina really cared for me as a person and told me, I'm not just here, just part of your team through your cancer journey, but I'm here for your lifelong journey. Another thing that Nurse Christina did for me was she adapted the pain scale chart for me. I found the traditional smiley face pain chart confusing. So she changed the scale and based on, for example, how long I could play video games. She took my interests and made an individualized medical tool for my specific needs so that I could better understand and communicate my pain levels.
Jonathan, that is so cool. I just have to stop and say, so she evaluated your pain and endurance levels on how long you were playing your video games instead of necessarily having to have you say exactly how you were feeling.
Yeah, and it gave a good opportunity to take a break from the medical talk and talk about the game.
Yeah, of course.
I can go into detail, but I could be here a lot longer about that. Let's drop that. Then there was Lauren, my chemotherapy nurse. Lauren inspired me to keep going when I felt broken, sharing her own cancer journey to give me hope. She always asked about my favorite things, like video games, and surprised me with a Cookie Monster cancer cap that you can see on my head on the left one of that one at least. Let's see. Whenever Lauren left my room, she'd say, "In town, I'll be back." Which always made me smile, like you all just did. Lauren also went above and beyond to make me feel special. She nominated me for caring for a cure, a program that brings joy to patients and families. Decorated my fluid bag with a Cookie Monster sign and left a personal note, as you can see right there. Let's see. On my last day of chemotherapy, Lauren celebrated with me and my family, showing how much she cared. Now then, this is Nurse David. David brought a light into my journey with his kindness and sense of humor. He took the time to read manga with me and talk about WWE. One day, when I asked him why all of this was happening to me, he told me it's because we need to meet people like you, genuine, grateful, and resilient. His words stay with me to this day and gives me a sense of purpose during one of the hardest times in my life. David also taught me a countdown strategy to reduce my anxiety when getting shots or blood drawn, and it's something I still use today. One of the most selfless acts came from Nurse Judy Ann. She stepped in to help when we couldn't find someone to access my port at home. She did this after a long days at work and without pay, just to make sure I could spend more time at home, resting instead of commuting to Boston. Judy Ann's dedication and words of encouragement reminded me how much my nurses cared about me as a person. She told me, "Jonathan, we are here for your physical well-being and to support you emotionally as well. We all love you and are going to work together to make you completely well." Today, I'm proud to say that I am 3 years cancer-free. My nurses and thank you. My nurses and medical team have become like family to me. During one of my checkups, we talked about how challenging my treatment was. I told them that as difficult as it was, I would do it all over again because it brought them into my life. They didn't just save my life, they enriched it in ways I can fully never express. As future nurses, I hope my story inspires you to see the profound impact you can have on your patients' lives. You have the power to make all people feel vulnerable. I mean, not vulnerable, valued. It's been a long day, people. Seen and loved, even in their darkest moments. Everyone's life matters, and everyone deserves to have equal access to health care they need, regardless of their disability, they have a disability or not, or regardless of the type of disability they have. Thank you for choosing this path, and thank you for giving people like me hope.